Cinderella, come along home now. You're cluttering up the street. Lost my mic. Shh. Wait. Okay. Girls. Cinderella, my lorgnette.
Cinderella, close the window. Cinderella, my hat.
Cinderella, close the window.
Cinderella, my reticule. Cinderella, close the window. Cinderella, my gloves.
Cinderella, make me some tea with honey.
Cinderella, iron my dress. I'll need it. Cinderella, lay on my new gown for this evening. Cinderella, wash my gloves for tomorrow. Cinderella, it's freezing.
Cinderella, poke the fire.
Cinderella, close the window. Close the window. It's freezing. Cinderella, really?
Really, Cinderella?
Close the window. Close the window.
Cinderella, close the window. Cinderella? Now, my daughters, I want to talk to you. Well, not you. I want to talk to my own daughters.
That girl always wants to sit down. No wonder she never gets anything done.
Now, Joy.
Yes, ma'am.
And Prudence.
Yes, ma'am.
And Patience.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, my little Moppets, this may be the most important year of your lives. As you well know, the prince has returned from his studies abroad, and the ball being given in his honor is for one purpose only.
They wanted to choose a bride.
Every girl in the kingdom wants to marry the prince, including you, Prudence, and Joy, and Patience. Now, on our shopping tour today, I bought you the most beautiful materials and little frills and frou-frou as my purse could afford. So, whether or not you marry the prince, you gotta marry somebody this year.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, there's one thing that you need to remember. When you want to marry a man, you cannot depend on your beauty alone. Now, Prudence, I want you to show off your intellect as well as your beauty. Do you understand?
Naturally.
And Joy, I want you to live up to your name. I want you to be alert and vivacious as well as beautiful.
Whatever.
And Patience, you must not fidget when you meet the prince. Patience, you must impress him with your serenity. Now, that does not mean that I want you to neglect your appearance, however. Our family has always been known for its fascinating women. Now, let us all go upstairs and get our beauty sleep. I'm exhausted from all that shopping. Tomorrow I shall get a massage. That's always what does me the best good. A good pounding. That's what your father used to say.
I'm all tired out too, Mom. Going to the store the way we did.
Oh, you're tired?
Yes, I'm tired.
I suppose you think you're the only one that's tired?
Who bought the mom?
That has nothing to do with it.
That has everything to do with it.
Girls, go to bed. All of you.
Leave me alone. Leave me.
Daughters, don't raise your voices. Well, you don't just sit there gaping at me. Tidy up those tea things.
Yes, ma'am.
I wonder why they're all so tired. Looking at all these beautiful things and buying so many of them. I was too excited to be tired. Oh, I love this room. When they've all gone out and there's nobody here but me.
Cinderella!
Yes, ma'am?
Stop jumping around down there like an elephant. We can't sleep for all the racket.
Yes, ma'am. sitting down right here. I'm as mild and as meek as a mouse. When I hear of a land I obey. But I know of a spot in my house where no one can stand in my way. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. On the wing of my fancy I can fly anywhere, and the world will open its arms to me. I'm a young Norwegian princess or a milkmaid. I'm the greatest prima donna in Milan. I'm an heiress who has always had her silk made by her own flock of silkworms in Japan. I am lost in the jungle all alone and unarmed when I meet a lioness in her lair. Then I'm glad to be back in my own little corner, all alone in my own little chair.
You guys into this?
We had to do something to celebrate the 21st birthday of our son. His Royal Highness
Maisie.
Christopher Rupert
Maisie.
Windermere Vladimir Carl Alexander.
I know all of his names. I'm his father.
A fine father you are.
What do you mean a fine father you are?
I mean, you never worry about him
Why should I worry about him?
because he isn't happy.
How do you know?
He doesn't seem to be interested in anything or anyone.
Oh, he's happy, all right.
If he's happy, why doesn't he get married?
If he's happy, why should he get married?
Look at your pants!
How could I gain so much weight in 5 years?
Because that's all you've done for 5 years. Gained weight. You haven't worn a court costume because we haven't given a ball for 5 years. You've done nothing to give your subjects any fun. Not a festival, not a fair, not a pageant. You've done nothing to make your people love you.
But they do anyway. Don't they? Oh,
I'll have to have the royal tailor make you another suit.
that'll cost money.
Don't worry about what you're going to pay the tailor. Wait until you see what the ball will cost.
Maisie, this is no time to splurge. The exchequer is very low and...
I have the steward and the chef waiting outside to report their plans for the dinner.
The dinner?
Certainly. You can't give a ball without a dinner. Come in, gentlemen.
Don't let them in here.
Your Majesties, Your Majesties, a list of the bare necessities.
A list of the bare necessities for what?
For 1,700 guests.
That seems a lot. Don't have any king crab.
Very well, Your Majesty.
I hate to see that on a menu. King crab. Seems like a comment on my disposition.
1,000 baby lobsters for the salad.
Wow.
And 500 pheasants for the pie.
Hey,
1,000 pounds of caviar.
1,000?
Hush!
That's more than any sturgeon can supply.
I told the steward to get us 40 acres of lettuce and 600 suckling pigs for roasting.
Don't forget the marshmallows.
Who wants marshmallows?
I do.
Why?
For toasting.
Now, if it please Your Majesties, I have a list of wine, the best of all the vintages from every nation's vine.
I want the one by country.
Hush, hush, hush!
Sherry, port, and muscatel, Kimmel and eau de vie, dry champagne and sweet Moselle, Burgundy and Chablis, aquavit and leaf brothers, coke and chocolate malted milk, brandy, drambuie, vodka, white and crystal clear,
want the one of my country. I want the one of my country. I want the one of my country. The wine of my country is beer.
Obviously.
Why, hello, Father.
Hello, Christopher. Thought you were going for a ride.
I am, sir. The groom is bringing my horse around at 3 o'clock.
Christopher, how are you feeling?
Fine, Father.
You're not unhappy or anything, are you?
Why, no, Father.
That's what I thought.
It seems to me, sir, that you look a little tired.
I am tired, thinking of this darn ball. You know, this ball you're throwing with my money.
That. Well, to tell you the truth, sir, it isn't a night I'm looking forward to either. Dancing with all those candidates.
Candidates?
Every simpering girl in the kingdom, each one determined to show me that she'd be the perfect princess for me.
Know how you feel, my boy. Better to chase one girl than to be stampeded by a whole herd of them.
One thing's for sure, I won't be marrying anybody I meet at this ball.
Know how you feel, my boy. I feel the same. Only, there's one thing we mustn't forget. Your mother has her heart set on this affair.
I know.
Christopher, you talk to your mother. Don't let her know how you feel. Tell her that you love the idea of the ball. You know what I mean? Make her feel good about it. I'll tell you. Oh, hello, Nick. Christopher and I, we were just.
I was just saying how much I'm looking forward to this ball. It sounds wonderful.
Does it?
Yes, and I was wondering if I could help out with anything. Any of the preparations.
Well, yes, dear, maybe you can.
The groom has brought my horse around.
Getting the sniffles? Catching a cold? Better take something for it. You don't want to have a red nose for the ball.
I'll be over it by then.
Maisie,
What?
that boy isn't unhappy.
How do you know?
I asked him. He says he feels fine.
Did he? You know what?
What?
I love you.
Of course you do. I'm the king.
That has nothing to do with it.
Hear ye all, a royal proclamation. Today is declared a holiday. Let every bank be closed. Let every shop be closed. Let every school be closed. Today is the day of the ball.
Cinderella, my handkerchief. Cinderella, more curls. Cinderella, more ribbons.
Cinderella is no help at all. Very disorganized girl.
Ma, no brains. When you haven't got it, you haven't got it. Cinderella just hasn't got it. Cinderella, my fan.
Cinderella, my lorgnette.
Cinderella, my reticule. Cinderella, my gloves. The carriage is here. Oh, you all look so beautiful. Oh, yes, don't we?
Cinderella,
the flowers.
Girls, go along now.
Have a good time.
In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. On the wing of my fancy, I can fly anywhere, and the world will open its arms to me. I am in the royal palace of all princes. I am chatting with the princess, king, and queen. And the color on my three stepsisters' faces is a queer sort of sour apple green. I am coy and flirtatious when alone with the prince.
Oh, law, your highness, you shouldn't say such things.
I'm the belle of the ball in my own little corner, all alone in my own little chair.
Oh, I wish. Ball-de-roll and fiddly-dee, fiddly-faddly bottle. All the wishes in all the world are poppycock and twaddle.
Godmother, I'm so glad to see you.
I thought you might be lonely, and I knew what you'd be doing.
What?
I just knew I would find you in that same little chair, in the pale pink mist of a foolish dream.
What's wrong with that?
Ball-de-roll and fiddly-dee, fiddly-faddly foodle. All the dreamers in all the world are dizzy in the noodle.
What do you suppose every girl is doing tonight? I mean, every girl who isn't at the ball. She's dreaming and wishing she were really there.
But why aren't you really there?
My stepmother, well, somebody had to mind the house.
Do you know what I would do if I were you? I'd leave them. I'd just up and get out of the house. They make you work harder than a servant. If you want to be a servant, you can go somewhere else and get paid.
You mean leave my stepmother? I don't think if Father were alive he would like that. Do you think so?
Aren't you gonna ask me if?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Come round to the door.
Don't bother.
How did you get in?
The window.
The window.
The window. Aren't you gonna offer me some sweet tea?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'll just light the fire. But it was out. And the kettle's hot. It's most curious. Flowers. But I'm sure you brought them, didn't you?
I thought they'd brighten the room. Your water's boiling.
Please sit down. I'll have this in a minute.
Thank you.
You know, I'm so awfully glad you happened to come by tonight. I was getting very lonely.
I thought you might be.
Godmother, do dreams never come true?
Well, I wouldn't say never. Just seldom.
That's not very often, is it?
Glory, child, not very often is precisely what seldom is. You're a sweet, sweet girl, but you ask the darndest questions I ever did hear.
I wish you believed in wonderful things. I wish you believed that once in a while something marvelous and magical could happen.
Well, I wouldn't say that I don't believe that every once in a while something marvelous and magical can't happen.
For instance, do you believe in guardian angels?
Well, I wouldn't say that I don't believe in them. Only thing is, it's dangerous to believe too much in good fairies and guardian angels.
Why?
Oh, you get to lean on them too much. You get in the habit of sitting back and expecting them to do all the work for you. You know, sweetie, you gotta help yourself every now and then.
I know. I think about it a lot, but then I don't know what to do, and so I always wind up just wishing and dreaming. I don't suppose that does any good at all.
Well, I wouldn't say that it doesn't do any good at all. As a matter of fact, everything has to start with a wish. Nothing happens without wishing just a little bit.
Do you know what I was wishing tonight, just before you came?
Lord only knows.
Did you see that pumpkin out there in the yard?
That must be the one I almost tripped over in the dark.
The moon is shining on it now. Well, I was wishing that that pumpkin would turn into a great big royal golden carriage that would take me to the ball tonight.
What were you gonna do for horses?
White mice. 4 white mice would turn into horses. Beautiful white prancing steeds.
Were you gonna drive them yourself?
Oh, no. There'd be a coachman and a footman and 2 flunkies in the back seat.
Where were they coming from?
They could be the 4 baby rats I saw down in the cellar yesterday. Oh, I know what you're going to say. Fol-de-rol and fiddle-dee-dee.
Yes, fol-de-rol and fiddle-dee-dee.
It's impossible, I suppose.
Impossible.
Just the same. It was what I was wishing, and I am still wishing it.
Nonsense.
I'm wishing it very hard.
You are?
Yes, I am. If only I had some kind of magical help. If only I had a guardian angel, or if my godmother were a fairy godmother.
Girl, you must be crazy.
I am wishing, in the name of every young girl who ever wanted to go to a dance and was told she couldn't, I am wishing that I may go to that dance tonight. I'm wishing that by some kind of magic or abracadabra or fol-de-rol and fiddle-dee-dee, that all the kind hearts in the world will put their heads together.
All the kind hearts put their heads together?
You know what I mean. That all the kind hearts and good souls will wish with me, and that you, godmother, will help me with every ounce of strength and cleverness you possess.
Cinderella?
Yes, godmother?
It's impossible.
Impossible. I suppose so.
Impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible for a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. And 4 white mice will never be 4 white horses. Let's fol-de-rol and fiddle-dee-dee, of course it is impossible. But the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules and won't believe what sensible people say. And because these captains do your jokes keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day. Impossible.
Impossible?
Impossible.
Impossible?
Impossible.
Impossible? Impossible things are happening every day. Is that true, godmother?
Well, I suppose so.
Then I continue to build up my impossible hope for tonight, and I officially wish
You Officially wish?
I officially wish and wish all those things I said about the pumpkin and the mice and the rats.
Impossible.
Just the same, I'm wishing it.
Impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible for a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. And four white mice will never be four white horses.
They will.
Such roll-a-roll and fiddly-dee, of course it's impossible.
But the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules and won't believe what sensible people say.
And because they stopped and do yet just keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day. Cinderella, look.
Godmother, it's the coach and the horses I wished for. And even the coachman and the footman. But how? You?
Ball-a-roll and fiddle-dee-dee. It's magic.
But I don't understand.
And you don't have to. Now come along. If you don't hurry, the ball's going to be over before you get there.
Oh, Godmother, thank you. It's wonderful. It's possible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. It's possible for a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage.
And four white mice are equally four white horses.
Such roll and roll and fiddly-dee, of course it's quite possible. It's possible, for the world is full of zanies and fools
Who don't believe in sensible rules.
and won't believe what sensible people say.
And because they stopped and do yet just keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day.
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible. It's possible. Now, Cinderella, I want you to go in there and have a fabulous time.
Aren't you coming with me?
Heavens, no! I've been to so many of these things I couldn't stand another. Besides, all I can do is give you your wish. What happens from here is up to you.
But I'm afraid to go in there by myself.
You've got nothing to be afraid of. Just remember one thing. You must be out the door when the clock strikes midnight. See that you are in the carriage and headed for home when the clock strikes 12.
Why is it so important that I leave before 12?
You just obey and don't ask questions.
But godmother...
Midnight, and not a minute later.
Been a long time since we danced together, you know, honey.
Not long enough.
Exhilarating, isn't it, dear? Anyway, we're doing it for our son.
I'm afraid he's having a worse time than I am. Look at him.
Your Majesty.
How long do you think we have to stay?
Until the very end.
I've lost track of the prince. Where is he?
He's dancing with joy.
He is? Oh, that joy. I want a chance at him.
You shall have it. Now remember what I told you. Beauty is not enough. You must show him you have brains, Prudence.
Do you know what I want to be? A lawyer. Someday, I'll stand in the front of the courtroom and I'll say to some old judge or something about how, like, the quality of mercy is not straight. You know what I mean? I'll say how it splashes down like the dew from heaven.
The party is looking better.
I wonder who she is. Look at him. He's a different boy. His face is all lighted up. He has a spring in his step.
Watching him look at that dance with that beautiful creature, it takes me back.
To where?
The first time I danced with you, my darling.
I wonder who she is.
I wonder who she is.
Who is she? I've never seen the girl before.
Well, it's clear to me, whoever she is, he likes her the best.
Funny. She doesn't look very intellectual.
I've never met you before. Have I?
No, I don't get out much.
I don't even know your name. Mine's Christopher.
Yes, I know. Christopher, Rupert, Wendemir,
I don't
Vladimir,
use all
Carl.
those names. I'd like you to call me just Christopher.
You would?
Have you this strange feeling that something has just happened to you and you don't know exactly what it is?
Yes, that's exactly the way I feel.
And you have no idea what it may be?
No, I have no idea. I wonder how we can find out what it is.
Let's look back on our history together.
It isn't very long, is it?
10 minutes ago, I saw you. I looked up when you came through the door. My head started reeling. You gave me the feeling the room had no ceiling or floor. 10 minutes ago, I met you, and we murmured our how do you do's. I wanted to ring out the bells and fling out my arms and to sing out the news. I have found her, she's an angel, with the dust of the stars in her eyes. We are dancing, we are flying, and she's taking me back to the skies. In the arms of my love I'm flying, over mountain and meadow and glen. And I like it so well that for all I can tell, I may never come down again. I may never come down to earth again. I've told you how I felt, but you haven't described your feelings.
Well, they're very much the same as yours.
10 minutes ago I met you, and we murmured our how do you do's. I wanted to ring out the bells and fling out my arms and to sing out the news. I have found him, I have found him. In the arms of my love I'm flying over mountain and meadow and glen, and I like it so well that for all I can tell I may never come down again. I may never come down to earth again.
May I show you around the royal garden?
I would like that very much.
Why would a fella want a girl like her, a frail and fluffy beauty? Why can't a fella ever once prefer a solid girl like me? She's a frothy little bubble with a flimsy kind of charm, and with very little trouble, I can break her little arm. Oh, why would a fella want a girl like her, so obviously unusual? Why can't a fella ever once prefer a usual girl like me? Her cheeks are a pretty shade of pink, but not any pinker than a rose. Her skin may be delicate and soft, but not any softer than it roses. Her neck is no wider than a swan. She's only as dainty as a daisy. She's only as graceful as a bird. So why is a fella going crazy? Oh, why would a fella want a girl like her? A girl who's merely lovely. Why can't a fella ever once prefer a girl who's merely me? What's the matter with the man? What's the matter with the man? What's the matter with the man?
much nicer out here.
Yes, it is nicer out here.
Especially... What's the matter?
I must go.
Why?
Because I promised my godmother.
Your godmother will forgive you if you're a little late.
Oh, no, she won't. You don't understand. I have a strange kind of godmother.
You're a strange kind of girl. You still haven't told me your name.
It's a silly name. You wouldn't like it.
Of course I would. Whatever you were called, it's the most beautiful name in the world. Whatever your name is, I love you. I will always love you. You don't say anything. I just told you that I love you, and yet you don't say anything.
I'm afraid to. I'm afraid I might wake up.
Are you sure you're asleep?
Oh, yes.
Are you dreaming that I'm about to kiss you? It's strange how things happen. How a girl I never met before comes down a flight of stairs, and suddenly I'm in a different world. I'm deeply in love, and yet I don't know why I'm in love. Do you?
Do I what?
Know why I'm in love? What did you think I meant?
I thought you meant, do I know why I am in love?
Well, do you? I mean, are you?
Oh, yes.
And do you know why?
No, but I don't care why.
Well, I always want to know why I do anything, why I feel anything. And so I ask myself, why you, a stranger, are suddenly the only kind of girl I could love? And why you're the only one of your kind? Why is the sound of your voice the most beautiful sound in the world? Why is the color of your hair the only color a girl's hair should be? Why would I rather hold you in my arms than do anything else in the world? Why?
Because, Your Highness.
Christopher.
Christopher. Because that's the way you feel.
But why do I feel that way? What makes you so miraculous?
Your imagination.
Then what makes my imagination so miraculous? Do I love you because you're beautiful? Or are you beautiful because I love you? Am I making believe I see in you a girl too lovely to be really true? Do I want you because you're wonderful? Or are you wonderful because I want you? Are you the sweet invention of a lover's dream? Or are you really as wonderful as you seem?
Maybe you do just imagine me. Maybe I am imagining you.
Am I making believe I see in you a man too perfect to be really true? Do I want you because you're wonderful? Or are you wonderful because I want you? Are you the sweet invention of a lover's dream? Or are you really as wonderful as you seem?
Now tell me your name.
The clock.
What a night. What a magnificent affair.
Were there many people there?
Oh, I should say so. About 5,000. What would you say, girls?
I would say about 10,000 or 12.
Or even 15.
It must be a very large ballroom at the palace.
About a half mile long.
And what beautiful music for dancing.
Did you dance too?
I should say I did. I met an old beau of mine and he practically monopolized me.
Was he a good dancer?
Well, light as a feather.
Did any of you get to dance with the prince?
Did we get to dance with the prince? Did you hear what she said? Did we get to dance? I danced about an hour with him. So did I. You danced about an hour?
Didn't you?
Well, I guess I did. If you did.
Did you know everyone there? Did you know everyone there?
Oh, nearly everybody, except there was a princess who came late and left early, but I don't know who she was.
Did she dance with the prince?
I think I saw her dancing with him once. That's right, just once.
Do you think he liked her?
Yeah.
Well, she was only there a few minutes.
Did you go to sleep right after we left?
No. I stayed up until a little after midnight.
What were you doing up all that time?
Dreaming.
Dreaming what?
Oh, what it must be like at the ball.
You couldn't have possibly known what it was like unless you were there.
Well, I was trying to imagine.
Well, you just couldn't.
Maybe I have more imagination than you think. I think I can almost feel what it must be like. Waiting for the night, and then finally it arrives. And you put on the most beautiful dress you have ever worn in your life. And off you go. I think I can almost feel what it must be like. I imagine.
When you're driving through the moonlight on the highway, when you're driving through the moonlight to the dance, you are breathless with a wild anticipation of adventure and excitement and romance. Then at last you see the towers of the palace, silhouetted on the sky above the park, and below them is a row of lighted windows, like a lovely diamond necklace in the dark.
It looks that way you say.
She talks as if she knows.
I do not know these things are so. I only just suppose. I suppose that when you come into the ballroom and the room itself is floating in the air, if you're suddenly confronted by His Highness, you are frozen like a statue on the stair. You're afraid he'll hear the way your heart is beating, and you know you mustn't make the first advance. You are seriously thinking of retreating, then you seem to hear him asking you to dance. You make a bow, a timid bow, and shyly answer yes.
How would you know that this is so?
I do no more than guess.
You can guess till you're blue in the face, but you can't even picture such a man. He is more than a prince, he's an ace.
But sisters, I really think I can.
Can what?
I think I can picture such a man. He is tall as a rock, and his hair is wavy. His eyes with eyes. He can turn a girl to gravy.
When he waltzes, he whirls you around so that your feet never touch the floor.
That's right, he knows.
He makes you feel that you weigh nothing at all.
That's right, he does.
He leads you around the crowded ballroom, then out onto the terrace.
That's right, he does.
Didn't he lead you out on the terrace?
Well, I guess he did. I was so filled with joy, I didn't know what was happening to me. Me too.
Out on the terrace, you've stopped dancing.
talking?
That's right.
Then
You start thinking.
Oh? Oh! Start thinking what?
How wonderful it all is.
How wonderful what all is.
Everything. A lovely night, a lovely night, a finer night you know you'll never see. Meet your prince, a charming prince, as charming as a prince will ever be. The stars in hazy heaven tremble above you, while he is whispering, darling, I love you. You say goodbye, away you fly. On your lips you creep and kiss, all your life you'll dream of this lovely, lovely night. A lovely night, a lovely night, a finer night you know you'll never see. Meet your prince, a charming prince,
As charming as a night will ever be.
the stars in hazy heaven tremble above you, while he is whispering, darling, I love you. You say goodbye, away you fly, but on your lips you keep a kiss, all your life you dream of this lovely, lovely night. A lovely night, a lovely night, a lovely
Night you know you'll never see. Shush!
You meet your prince, a charming
Prince.
as charming as a prince will ever be. The stars in the hazy heaven tremble above you.
While he is whispering, darling, I love you. You say goodbye. Fly.
And on your lips you keep a kiss, all your life you dream of this lovely, lovely night.
Worst nonsense I've ever heard. Rubbish and drivel. And you listening to her and even aping at her every word? Oh, nonsense. Go to your rooms.
It's all Cinderella's fault. Imagine her trying to imagine what it's like at the ball. Wasn't anything like that. Nothing like it at all. You know what they always say? An idle mind is the devil's workshop. That's what they always say.
Well, you cleaned this place up. It looks like a pig pen.
Yes, ma'am.
The stars in a hazy heaven trembled above me, danced when he promised always to love me. The day came through, away I flew, but on my lips he left a kiss. All my life I'll dream of this lovely, lovely night.
I know it belongs to her.
What are you going to do?
Sir, may I have your royal guards to send through the kingdom in search of her?
Of course you may.
And your secret servants, may I call them in to help me?
Of course. They never find anything, but you can try.
I will do everything. I will search every inch of the kingdom till I find the owner of that slipper.
That's what I would do. Well, I would.
I want you to try this slipper on every young maiden in the kingdom. Every last one of them, no matter how unlikely she looks. You are to not stop trying until you find the one that fits. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Find that girl!
I think I'll go talk to the head of my Secret Service.
Chris, suppose you don't find her.
I must find her.
Before last night, you knew nothing about her. You know nothing about her now, except that she danced prettily and that she looked pretty.
I know she's the most loveliest thing in the world, and I'll never be happy without her.
Why do you think that?
I don't know why, and I don't expect you to understand, Mother.
I do understand, Chris. I know that it doesn't take long to feel the way you do about this girl. But there's one fact I want you to face. You may never see her again. I don't want you to waste your life on a dream. I want you to be in love with the real girl.
But she is real.
She was real last night. What if she doesn't come back? Will she ever be real again? Be honest with yourself, Chris. Does your future happiness really depend upon you finding this girl? Or are you telling yourself that? Don't be angry with me. Think over what I'm saying. Ask yourself if this is not just an illusion, an infatuation with something that just doesn't exist at all.
You're somewhere out there. I don't know where. Last night, you said we may be dreaming. Maybe you were right. Maybe Mother was right. How can I know? How can one ever know? Do I love you because you're beautiful?
Or is she beautiful because you love love?
Am I making believe I see in you a girl too lovely to be really true? Do I want you because you're wonderful?
Or is she wonderful because you want love?
Are you the sweet invention of a lover's dream? Or are you really as wonderful as you seem?
It almost fits. Does that count?
Mother, honestly, that's my shoe. I'd know that shoe anywhere. Give me the shoe. Let me try. What have you done to my shoe? You shrunk it. My turn. My turn.
You've scratched my shoe!
Are there any other eligible young maidens in the house?
No, there's nobody else here.
What about Cinderella?
No, nonsense.
Who's Cinderella?
She's just a chimney sweep and a general helper. Nobody would want to try the slipper on her.
Try upstairs.
How dare you come poking your nose in my business?
I'm pretty sure this is the prince's business. He is the one looking for the missing girl, isn't he?
A Cinderella?
Well, she's a girl.
There's no one upstairs.
No one upstairs.
What did I tell you?
It's not just like Cinderella. She probably hasn't even done the laundry. And somebody should really sweep out the fireplace.
She hasn't swept in days. She's still got a dust. I don't know what we're going to do with her. She's terrible, absolutely terrible.
No one upstairs? I don't understand. Where could she possibly be? Of course, I know.
Are you sure you tried the slipper on every young maiden in the kingdom?
Every young maiden that could be found. I'm sorry, Your Majesty.
Mother was right. Either she's fled the kingdom, or she doesn't exist at all. It's just a foolish dream. You may go. Who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't think... Excuse me, Your Highness. I had no idea anyone was here. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. You look familiar somehow. At least, I think you do under all that grime. Do you work at the palace?
No, Your Highness.
Well, I'm sure I've seen you somewhere, or at least somebody that looks like you. Do you have a sister?
3, Your Highness.
These sisters, were they at the ball?
Yes, Your Highness.
And do they look like you?
Well, they're stepsisters, Your Highness.
Oh. Stepsisters.
Is there anything wrong, Your Highness?
Just the end of a dream. A dream about a shoe that didn't fit anyone.
Oh, Your Highness, you mustn't give up hope.
It was just a waste of time. A wild goose chase. It was impossible.
But Your Highness, impossible things are happening every day.
And even foolish dreams come true.
Oh, yes, Your Highness. If you wish something hard enough and believe in what you're wishing, even foolish dreams come true.
Why do I feel that? Or am I just imagining? Who are you?
Oh, I'm just a girl from the village. I'd better go. My stepmother will be wondering where I am.
Your stepmother will forgive you if you're a little late. You're a little late.
Really, Your Highness, I must go.
Yes, I suppose you must.
Well, goodbye, Your Highness.
Yes, goodbye. Wait a minute. Have you tried on that slipper?
No, Your Highness.
I found you, and yet I still don't know your name.
My name is Cinderella.
The most beautiful name in the world.